Hey everyone, and welcome back to the channel. So real quick, if you find this video helpful, don't forget to leave a like, comment, and subscribe for more content. Also, shout out to Marianas for hopping into the test range and helping do this overall breakdown. It took us quite a bit of time to keep the testing and get it right, so be sure to follow him on Twitter for the work behind the video. Today's video, we're going to break down the damage changes that occurred on the Volt, Alternator, EVA 8, and Spitfire. The goal is to help you make an informed decision on your weapons early game and late game on Apex Legends. So later in the video, I have timestamped each weapon on various legends, from Wraith taking 5% more, Bloodhound with no damage reduction, and Gibby with 15% damage reduction. Before we showcase visually, let's talk out loud the number changes. In Season 8, we saw the following changes. Spitfire damage increased from 18 to 19. Also remember, this gun has reload changes as well. Obviously it makes the gold mag a bit more valuable. So the reload speeds are a speed increase from 2.8 seconds to 3.2, meaning it's obviously slower. Empty reload speed increased from 3.33 to 3.8. Empty meaning an even larger reload speed time. The Alternator damage increased from 15 to 16. The Volt damage decreased from 16 to 15, and the EVA 8 fire rate increased from 2 to 2.1. This is what we're going to do a comparison shots of for today's video. Some quick disclaimers. There is naturally going to be some human error. Latency is also a factor to account for. We only focused on body shots only. We utilized red armor only. And in this video, we utilized comparing the R99 as a base of the fastest damage per second and the fact that the DPS was not changed from Season 7 to Season 8. Also, in the video you can tell our positioning was not perfect in terms of overall camera angle. In this case study, we did not compare weapon to weapon, and there's a reason for that. The reason, again, was utilizing the R99 as our control sample. The goal of this video is to highlight how these weapons changes move them up to par with the R99, pushing them to become more viable. Now, we could have done a ton of weapon to weapon, but the 1 point increase in some cases was not noticeable, specifically on low profile. There has to be a larger damage gap for it to be moved into, requiring another bullet to down an enemy player. We start to essentially hit into the decimal point range. Now, to let us discuss our findings is some quick tips for those who perhaps don't want to see the footage. Number 1, the balance of the weapons is more consistent at the start, and as time goes on, naturally there is a larger damage discrepancy. What does this mean? It means grabbing an Alternator versus an R99 at the start of the round, as you can see from the footage later, has a closer gap at white armor and no armor, but as time goes on, and of course your attachments change, you will see the gap widen based on red armor. Number 2, the damage gap is more noticeable on normal and specifically fortified characters utilizing the same weapon comparison of old versus new patch. Fortified characters have more effective health due to their damage reduction, which allows more time for the new increased damage to take effect. A simple way to think of this is imagine you're racing your friend to pick up apples, but you can only take 5 apples. If you increase the amount of apples, the faster person will get more apples over a larger amount of time. A side note, separate of that, is a Flatline versus a Spitfire still has its place in terms of DPS difference. Number 3, remember this is a perfect world scenario. Mag size will matter, your accuracy, body part hit, and overall attachments. So answer the question of what are the new best guns? There really is not a best gun, they're just more options and versatility. So let's talk about that. The R99 is still very strong, but you need the right attachments and you really can't miss your shots. Obviously from the case scenarios that we're going to showcase. If you do, you're going to be in trouble compared to a weapon like the Spitfire with a massive magazine size. So just note how comfortable you are with this weapon and before obviously taking it. The Alternator keeps pace at the start, but as DPS continues, the gap starts to widen dramatically. Obviously that means later in the encounters you need to pick up an R99 or you need to utilize an R301 if you're still utilizing a light gun. Now, the Volt is a great alternative to the R99 and is slightly weaker, but is very minimal that you need to consider the control of the headshot and recoil. We say minimal, and I mean extremely minimal, because attachments on gun choice and ammo count reserve is what really matters most when you're going to pick one of these weapons. Now, the EVA 8 is more viable, but not going to overtake the Mastiff, but good quality of life overall, because remember the Bolt adds a percentage increase to its rate of fire. The White Bolt is 10% increase, Blue Bolt is 20%, Purple Bolt is 30%, so obviously going from 2 to 2.1, the weapon scales appropriately. We're talking about some top tier guns. Obviously, in my opinion, this is a pretty good quality of life change, meaning that when you land off drop, there's less RNG if you were to get an R99 versus an Alternator. But of course, if you get a P2020, you're still a goner, but at least now you have some more options in terms of survivability. Now, as promised, I'll showcase a comparison. Again, thank you guys all so much for watching. I hope you guys found this helpful. Don't forget to leave a like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time.